When is a bar or restaurant liable for injuries that occur as a result of over-serving a patron? So what we're talking about here is Indiana's Dram Shop law. And what the Dram Shop law provides is that a person who furnishes alcohol and to someone who they had actual knowledge was intoxicated, and that intoxication was a proximate or foreseeable cause of injuries sustained either by a third person or even the first person, then the restaurant or bar could be liable. So how these cases often play out is that a person is served alcohol, then they get and they're intoxicated, and they get in their car and they're driving home or wherever they're driving, and they get into a serious accident with another person. And so the issues that are posed here are, first, you have to be able to prove that they were furnished alcohol at a certain restaurant or establishment, and then you have to be able to prove that the person that was serving the alcohol at that establishment had actual knowledge that they were intoxicated, and then finally you have to show that that intoxication resulted in the injuries that were sustained. So usually the third part is the easiest part because oftentimes there's a police investigation involved, and they will get the intoxication evidence, whether they do a blood draw or a breathalyzer, from the person to show that that person is drunk, and then from the facts of the accident scene and kind of reconstructing the accident, they're able to determine that that person's intoxication and their operation of the vehicle while intoxicated was what caused the other person's injuries or the injuries to themselves. The difficult part is determining where that person was drinking, or secondly, whether that person was served alcohol when the bartender knew that the person was intoxicated. And oftentimes it's very difficult to ascertain this because once a person's arrested, then they have the right to remain silent, and then they lawyer up because there's a criminal case involved, and the attorney does not want to provide any information to show that the client was even drinking at all. And so it can be difficult to get that information until much later down the road once the criminal case is over. And in those circumstances, then, when you're trying to find out 6 or 9 months later where the person was drinking and make inquiries as to evidence that may exist at the establishments where they were drinking, it can be difficult because evidence is lost over a period of time. So you don't have the video showing the person being overserved. You don't have the receipts showing the amount of alcohol that was purchased by this person. You don't have the eyewitnesses. And so it's very, very, very important to get an attorney on your side right away so that an investigation can be undertaken as quickly as possible to determine what establishments we're talking about, and try to preserve that evidence that will be necessary in order to be able to prove your case. Now, you can still sue the person that actually caused the injuries, but unfortunately, in these type of cases where you have a person that's extremely drunk and behind the wheel, a lot of times they're causing very, very, very serious injuries, and the personal insurance of the person that causes the accident is not going to be enough to provide for all of the hospital bills and pain and suffering and lost wages that may have occurred as a result of the accident. If you are involved in an accident with a drunk driver, or you were overserved at a restaurant or bar and you sustained injuries yourself, please give us a call for a free case evaluation. We'll go over the facts of your case and determine whether you may have a valid Dram Shop claim.